Hey, my friend, it's Adrian from Contact Mapping. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day. I want to talk to you about follow-up today. So we have all heard probably a million times, the fortune is in the follow-up. It's not that we don't know that we're supposed to follow up. It's not that we don't know that we need to follow up. It's not that we don't know that that's important. And yet, if you look at your activity levels in your business over the last 30 days, there's probably a lot of days when you didn't follow up at all, where you didn't do enough follow-up, where you know there's these conversations where you talk to somebody, you know it's time to follow up, and something stuck for you, and you just feel uncomfortable about it. And so today I'm going to give you 3 tips that are going to help you to have better, more effective follow-up. They're going to show you how to follow up without feeling awkward, without feeling pushy, because we don't want to be that. We don't want to show up that way. We don't want to feel that way. And if we can get rid of some of that junk for ourselves, we're going to be far more effective in both the outcome and in the way we feel about follow-up. So let's dive into it. So the first one actually it's about mindset, right? Because I think part of the problem is the story that you are telling yourself about follow-up. If you feel like you're going to be annoying to this person, or that they don't want to hear from you, or that you're just trying to get a sale, or you're telling yourself these sort of negative stories about follow-up, that's going to come across energetically. It's going to keep you from doing it in the first place, which is probably a big part of what's happening for you right now. But even when you're doing it energetically, you're going to have this sense of I'm doing a dirty thing, or I don't know, like you're just going to get yourself stuck in this place of having the wrong kind of energy in the way you show up when you follow up with somebody. So the first thing is to remember that you are actually serving others by following up. You're serving them because you are doing them the work. You're doing the work of staying in front of them and helping them to navigate towards something that's going to help them. And you're connecting with people for whom whatever it is that you have to sell or offer, that you're finding people that is going to be of value for them. And so you following up with them is actually helping them if you're doing it in the right way. But you've got to have that mindset. You've got to believe that for yourself, because if you don't believe it, even if it's objectively true, but you don't emotionally believe it to be true, you're going to be fighting against yourself. You're going to be working against yourself, and you're not going to get the outcome that you're looking for. So the first thing is shift that mindset. So the second thing is to not just lead with whatever it is that you have to sell, right? So if somebody calls me up and they follow up with me 10 or 15 or 20 times, and they just keep saying the same thing over and over again of, hey, have you taken a look at that video I sent you? Have you, what's going on with this? Have you looked at it? Are you ready to buy? Are you ready to this? Are you ready? Like, if that's the only basis of your phone call, what's going to happen when I get a phone call from you? I'm not going to answer it. Or what's going to happen when I get that Facebook message from you? I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, I don't want to deal with this. And even if I feel a little guilty about it, I'm not going to respond to you, and then it's going to disappear down my thing, and that you're never going to hear. So we've got to learn to show up differently in the way that you follow up and how you lead your follow-up to be more effective and more powerful. So how do you do that? The first thing is learn people's stories. Learn what they care about. Learn what wakes them up and makes them smile and makes their eyes light up. Because if you learn that, then you can lead with that. And that's going to be the most effective way. So if you have a buddy who is passionate about baseball or loves great restaurants or whatever, they just are completely smitten with their kids. Whatever it is, find that thing that's what they want to talk about and lead the conversation with that. You could talk about business later in the conversation, but if I call up my friend Johnny and I ask him how his daughter Kennedy is doing, he is going to gush and he's going to tell me a great story about something cute that she did, and then we can talk about business afterward. And that's what it's all about, is getting somebody, serve them by loving them enough to remember what they care about and showing up. So let's say maybe you don't know this person that well, or you don't feel like you know what that's about yet. Use social media to help you do that, right? Here's my number one thing about this. If somebody is pretending like they know these things about me and they just scraped it off my social media, it totally turns me off. But if somebody calls me and is like, hey, I knew I was going to call you today, and so I was scrolling through and I saw that picture of the hike that you went on the other day. That just looked awesome. How was the hike? Where'd you go? I'm going to be all about it. And they weren't sneaky about how they knew that. They weren't trying to pretend they weren't trying to pretend they knew me better than they knew me. but they admitted to how they found it, but they cared enough about me to look. I love that. So if you don't feel like you know them well enough to use what you already know from your interview with them to lead the conversation, then use social media and look at what they posted lately. That's another great way to do that. But get related right at the beginning. That's going to help you to be able to get there more effectively. The third tip is very similar to that one, because what you're trying to do is you're ultimately trying to connect what you have to offer to what they care about. Where do they have pain in their life? Where do they have a solution, a problem that they need to solve? And how do you speak whatever it is that you have to offer best into what they care about? And so again, that comes back to the homework that you have done, hopefully in interviewing that person and learning what they care about and documenting that so that you're able to tie it into that, or in being able to do some background, some groundwork in order to be able to learn these things so that you're able to do that. Because if you can do that, you are set. What you're trying to do, what you love the most about what you sell or have to offer doesn't matter. What matters is what they are going to love the most about what they have to sell or they're going to offer. And so you've got to learn, where's the problem that they're looking to solve? Where's the pain that they have? What did they like the best about what you've showed to them? And then you learn what they want to buy, and then you sell them back what they want to buy. And that might be a different version or a different benefit of what you have to offer than what you like the most about what you have to offer. You got to go with what's in it for them every step of the way. The more you go with what's in it for them, the better off you're going to be. So break down this sort of barrier that you've created on yourself with follow-up. Stop thinking that you're bothering people, because you're not. You're serving them. Stop leading with just business and boring and whatever, and lead with what they care about. And then when it comes time to talk business, talk about what that person cares about the most, and you're going to win, and you're going to feel good, and you're going to feel like it was a great conversation, and they are too, and they're going to want to keep talking to you. That is the name of the game. So here's my last tip for you. If you're kind of nodding your head as you're listening to me and you go, yep, I get that. That's true. I got to start doing that. Here's where you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck that you've got to find a way to capture this information that you're learning about people along the way so that you know how to talk to them in a way that's going to serve them best. And I have some exciting news for you, which is that contact mapping is the tool that is designed to do that. But not only that, we actually have just made a change, and we now have a version that you can use free forever. No credit card required, none of that stuff. You can dive in and use it right now. And so if you haven't tried contact mapping before and you want to get going for free right now, put free in the comments. I'll follow up and I'll get you the information on how you can get going right away, because we want to help you. We want you to have maximum success in your business. We want you to feel great following up, and we want you to see the power that comes from learning these habits and doing it in a way that actually feels fun instead of feeling like work and feels like you are constantly getting beat down because you're following up with people who don't want to hear from you. That does not have to be true. So I love you. I'm excited for you to get going in this. Put free in the comments if you would like to get going. And if you have somebody who could benefit from hearing this, here's what I'd love for you to do. Share this video, tag somebody in here, help us to get in front of the right people. That is what's going to help and serve. And Lupita, awesome. I'm so glad you're interested in taking a look. I'll get you some information right after this, and can't wait to do that. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching with me, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.